All right, let's talk about this Canucks loss and a little bit more about the Canucks with our good friend Bruce Boudreau, TSN hockey analyst, former Canucks head coach. So Quinn Hughes, Bruce, was a late scratch because of an undisclosed injury. How is his absence felt in this loss on Sunday?
Well, you know what? When you're the best player on both teams and you're going to play 28 minutes a game and you don't play, I mean, it's going to be a loss. Now, I think the Canucks would look at it and say, okay, boys, we got to win this one. We were missing our best player, but we got a couple more additions. Let's go at them. And you could tell that they were playing with a lot of energy today, but you always miss Quinn Hughes. I think if you take Cale Makar out of the picture, he's easily the best defenseman in the NHL for me. And if the Canucks ever make the playoffs, to me, he deserves Hart Trophy votes. And but I mean, that's how important I think he is to that team over the long haul.
It's been quite an eventful weekend for the Vancouver Canucks, Bruce, to say the least. I want to take a look back at the moves that GM Patrick Allvin made over the weekend. And, of course, we begin with the J.T. Miller trade. Out goes J.T. Coming to the Canucks, as we look at the first trade, trade number 2, we see more of the depth that came in. In comes some of the depth with Philip Hedl, Marcus Pettersson, Drew O'Connor. I guess my question for you, Bruce, is now that the dust has settled on these two deals and Canucks fans know what they've got, do you think this Canucks team could potentially be better after these trades?
Potentially over the long haul, yes. I think they can. I think they can be better. I also think they can be better because obviously the room wasn't working. They weren't playing for each other like you're supposed to be playing. But listen, the J.T. Miller is one great hockey player when he wants to play, and he's proven it this weekend in New York. Even though they split the games, he got 2 goals the first game, 2 assists today. I mean, he's a 100-point player all the way. Cheadle is sort of an unknown, and that's the basic trade is Miller for Cheadle at this stage before the second trade was made. And I think, Cheadle being like always a third-line guy in New York, we don't really know. He's a first-round pick. I'm not sold that he can be a point producer at anywhere near the rate that J.T. Miller was. But if you add Pettersson, who's a top 4 defenseman in Pittsburgh, and you get Drew O'Connor, who can skate and has got size, I think that evens out the trade a little bit. So, I mean, even though they lose the best player in the trade, I think it makes the room better, and I think they've got more depth because if you looked at the Canucks scoring on the 3rd and 4th line, it was not there. Now maybe they can get some scoring, put guys in the right spots. I think Pettersson will be a better, the Elias Pettersson that I know, the forward, not the defenseman or anybody else they connect, or Marcus. I mean, the one Pettersson that scores.
Yes.
Well, they'll be a better team overall, but they're not going to be a better team because Miller can run the power play along with Quinn Hughes, and he's physical, and he can win games on his own. So I mean, it's a tough thing, but overall, I think Vancouver did as good as they were going to get. Yep. Let's face it, if you have to make that trade and you're begging the other team to give you equal value, I don't know if it's quite equal value, but it was pretty close.
Yep, and as you pointed out, Bruce, quietening things down a little bit in Vancouver. Canucks back in action Tuesday. They will host Cale Makar and the Colorado Avalanche. Bruce, always great to chat with you. We'll chat with you soon.
Can't wait. Talk to you soon.